good. It's pretty late Wednesday night, I'm not gonna lie. It's not that late, it's like 10:30. Like, it's so late. Essentially, I've been trying to get this project done for like 2 years, and it's literally just the sleeves. This is where I was at. I was attempting to kind of decrease because I was worried they were gonna be too large, but then we decreased way too much. Like, look at that. It's an insane decrease. I don't know how like visible that is. Anyways, I'm just gonna knit these on circular needles, these sleeves. I don't know why it's taking me so long to like just do it, but that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know how much you can tell, but it's got a little house on it. It's kind of cute. It deserves to be finished, so I need to undo all the sleeves. And yeah, this yarn is actually from a thrifted cardigan that I got obviously a while ago, and then I undid all of it and made it into yarn, and then I naturally dyed it with different things. So this was like the first time I kind of did a lot of that. So yeah, again, it's not great, it's not wonderful, but it's here. And so we're gonna work with what we have. This one is dyed with, I think they're called like wild grapes, riverbank grapes kind of, but it gives a sort of purplish. When I was dyeing, I didn't really know how to mordant or scour or do any of that at the time, so a lot of these are really probably might not last as long as we'd like. Also, if you can tell, this yarn has a ton of knots in it, and that's because when I was taking the cardigan apart, I was not doing a great job at it. I like cut places that I shouldn't have, and yeah, again, a big old learning experience. And in order for me to seam up the sides so that I can pick up in the round for the sleeve, I'm gonna actually try crocheting the sides together. So I've never done this technique, so we'll see how it goes. Also, is now the moment to mention that I watched all of 0 YouTube tutorials on this, and that I'm absolutely winging it. I just finished. Let's take a look at the seams. So on the inside they look pretty okay, and here's the outside of them. Here's what it looks like. Yeah, anyways, it is late, so I'm gonna go to bed, and I will pick up the stitches probably tomorrow, hopefully. I'm finally gonna pick up my stitches. I'm going to attempt. There's not even yarn yet. Like, it's just the sweater for now. So this is gonna go poorly, I sense. Anyways, I'm gonna try to pick up the stitches for the sleeves. And I'm gonna use circular needles, fucking finally. They're 5mm, because that's what I had on before. Basically, I'm picking up every other stitch, give or take, kinda. I'm honestly, it's not an exact science. Like, I just want to get this sweater done. I want to say this was my first attempt at knitting a full sweater. Clearly it didn't end up being my first finished sweater, but it was my first attempt at it. I'm coming up on I'm pretty sure it's been now about 2 years since I've started knitting, which is kind of crazy because it feels like it's been much longer than that. I've made a lot of things since then. And especially when I was starting out, I mean, I still do now, but I was thrifting a huge amount of my yarn, which meant that she's eating. No, don't eat that, please. Don't eat that. No eating. Please, no, no, no. Please, please, I beg of you. I was thrifting a lot of yarn. I was finding really nice yarn as well. I still do get like nice yarn, but like 100% wool, alpaca, like some good stuff. But you find it in small quantities, so you gotta get kind of creative with it. So I was making a lot of sweater vests. Actually, oh my god, no, that's not my first sweater. That's such a lie. My first sweater, I made this like sheep sweater. I'll put a picture here. It's really cute. And that one was, again, another one where it was like pretty much all out of thrifted yarn. But yeah, this is, believe it or not, this is the only like work in progress that I've ever really abandoned. That sounds insane, but it's actually just because normally when I don't like something or like when I'm not happy with it, either I just push through and finish it and then don't wear it, or basically I frog it. And this is the only one that's just kind of languished for the past, yeah, like 2 years now. I actually have a TikTok of me like from, again, like a while ago, undoing all the yarn and then naturally dyeing it. This like beigeish pinkish color is sumac, like staghorn sumac, the berries. This green is buckthorn berries, which is an invasive species in my area. The purpley blue is, they're called like wild grapes or riverbank grapes, and then the orange is onion skins. I don't know if this is like a hot take. I don't think it is. I hate having a stash, and I also hate having like more than one project at once because it genuinely stresses me out. I think having like more than like a certain amount of yarn stresses me out because then all I can think of is like, oh my god, I need to get through all this yarn, I need to like use it all up, what am I going to use it for? That's not to say I don't have like yarn, like I very much do have yarn kind of stashed away, especially since I thrift yarn, so it's like odd bits and ends, so that I'll like find like one really good ball of wool, so obviously I'm gonna buy it, but then it's like that's not really enough to make anything, especially I'm not really someone who makes accessories. We've picked up enough stitches, yay! I have 74 stitches on my sleeve. I wrote it down so I don't forget. Before I started knitting, I like sewed a lot of clothes, like that was what I was into, and in doing that I accumulated a lot of fabric, again because I was thrifting and because I was just like, well, I'm sewing so much, like, oh, I love this fabric, I need this, whatever, to the point where, again, as a lot of people have said, buying fabric became more of a hobby than like actually making stuff did. And I just accumulated this like huge stash that I still have now, because even though I've downsized like multiple times, like I've gotten rid of stuff, I still have like a huge stash and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm trying to use it up in other ways right now, like in school projects, because I'm a fiber major, so I'm lucky enough that I can use my stash in ways like that. When I started knitting, it was like something I was very conscious about. I did not want this huge stash because I knew how like encumbering it was, like how just the space it takes, the mental space it takes.
I just started with an old nightstand I can start with.
Okay. It's Sunday night. We're getting very much cozy. I'm in my pajamas. No one say anything. But I'm coming at you with a little update on the sleeve. Oh my goodness, if I can untangle it. We're at. I've done a little bit. I started doing decreases like I think around here, but I'm not doing very many. I don't think you can even see, but but basically I started doing about one decrease every like 3-4 rows. It's not doing much though, I've got to be honest. I'm changing the colors very sporadically whenever I feel that I should change colors. I have encountered a dilemma, however, which is the neckline of this sweater. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was literally thinking about it while I was falling asleep the other night, which happens a lot with me and my projects. When I'm working on things and I like have an issue that I can't find a solution for, I'll go to, like, as I'm falling asleep, I'll think about solutions for the problem, which I think is really funny because I'm like dreaming about knitting or like whatever it is. And I was thinking maybe I try to do a v-neck. In my dream it was like more pronounced, so I don't super know how that would look. And I also don't know how to do like a v-neck ribbing situation. I would have to go to School of YouTube. So anyways, I'll update you when I get to that point. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna try to decrease a little more because it's a massive sleeve at the moment.
Having a really nice lounge chair in your space would be great. So you have like sort of a work table, but also a place to just sit on the couch. I feel very lucky that this apartment that I moved into became this
We've got basically almost one sleeve done, which is great. I'm gonna change color one last time, and I think I'm gonna do some decreases like very suddenly to get like almost a bit of a bubble sleeve situation. And then I think instead of starting the second sleeve, I think I'm going to do actually the neckline because it's really bothering me. I'm going to attempt a v-neck. I like feel like you could kind of get like that vibe, maybe. I don't know, we're gonna see. I'm a little worried, which is why I want to do it now. I just feel like this kind of looks odd if I do an off the shoulder, so I'm going to attempt. I've just accepted that this sweater is gonna look a little wacky. It's just, we're embracing the handmade. That's what I'm gonna tell myself.
did one full round with the center stitch marked with an opening marker or a hanging marker. I've got an odd number of stitches. All right, so here it is finished, and I brought this in very drastically. You every stitch, and then I think I might have decreased every round because I just did about 1 inch.
I've started the ribbing. I think you saw me watch the YouTube tutorial. I eventually did understand what I was actually supposed to do, but it's not looking good for multiple reasons. Number one, I didn't go down a needle size, so it's really holy. Number two, I also just like didn't actually do proper ribbing. Like there's 2 spots now that I've spotted where I've done either 2 pearls in a row or 2 knits in a row when this is supposed to be like 1 by 1 rib. At least it kind of seemed to be like, I think it's the midner just decreases. I don't really know. But yeah, I've basically like that I seem to have understood, but it's just like super holy. Like it just does not look good. So I'm actually gonna undo all of it, go down a needle size, and restart. Off we go to... Oh, and I didn't mention I did cast off the armhole. I think it looks pretty decent. It's just a really simple knit 2 together cast off. It's so it's stretchy a little, which I like. Usually that's how I do my cast offs. I was not about to do like an Italian bind off when like the sweater is already filled with like knots and stuff. Oh wow, okay, that came undone really quick. But okay, there we go. So I'm gonna restart. But probably not today. I have like school. I have to leave for school in like 45 minutes, so. Time for an update. Please excuse the fact that it's literally dark outside. Like, yes, it's 6 o'clock, but the sun sets now at 4, and it makes me very sad. I'm on the second sleeve, probably casting off the neckline. Is it perfect? No, but it's definitely better than what it was before I unraveled it. And I think it's actually tightened up the neckline a lot, which is good. And it will loosen again with the blocking, so I'm not too worried. We've got one sleeve. I'm basically almost at the end of the second sleeve. The sweater is complete. She still has to be blocked. Thank goodness, because yeah, there's definitely a little bit of quirks. Also, yeah, the ends are not woven in. They will be. Give me a moment. I'm gonna block her mainly for this part right here. This is a little silly, I fear. It would be nice if the sleeves got a little longer or just relaxed a little. But do I love it? Time will tell. We will see once she's blocked anyways. But yeah, that's the update. We're blocking her. Yay! And that's that. Here's the sweater. You saw it in the clips. I don't really know what much more to say. I think I've said it quite a bit already. I don't love the sweater. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with it. Yeah, I kind of hate the color of it. The main color. I wish I'd just left it natural. It would have been really nice. I didn't do that though. I have to say, just so you understand, beige was not the goal. It was dyed with sumac, so I thought it was gonna go like a pink. Like a nice cute baby pink. Did not happen. And that's like for multiple reasons. Like, number one, that color like that dye matter sometimes gives baby pink, but also I didn't scour or mordant it properly at all. And then I also boiled it. So, you know, it's my fault. It's not the plant's fault. And then also this situation here, I like the v-neck, but I didn't knit it to be a v-neck, so there's a lot of like puckering. It's not as bad, like I did manage to block some of it out, but it could be better. It's also very itchy because once again, when I was dyeing it, I boiled the wool, which is not great. At least it's done. Hey. Anyways, I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye.